Tēnā koutou katoa I te whānau, nau mai, hoki mai, ngā mihi o te rā. Today is Thursday when I'm recording this. Welcome to this space. We're plugging in now. So please take what resonates, leave the rest for someone that it's aligned with. Don't try and make yourself relevant is a big message here. Don't try too hard, okay? This is light. This is really just like tapping in, plugging in to see where the collective energies are at. We've got the Tower in reverse, Seven of Wands, the Strength, Queen of Swords in reverse. I'm hearing let love lead the way. And I was looking at this bird. And it's reminding me of something that I heard coming back from the gym about what was it? Birds. There's this real deep transformation in your nervous system. Okay, they want to bring up the nervous system because it's really important that you're weaving your messages into your 3D reality. That in this channel, if you're hearing this message, you obviously are weaving in your wairua and your human state. We're able to get into this frequency and in these timelines of you being able to understand who your future self is. The Queen of Swords in reverse is really giving, like, coming back into your really wholesome self. You can see yourself being reflected in other people and you're like, oh, I didn't know that about that person. So there's this like internal guidance that you're strengthening with your Queen of Swords in reverse about your designated driver. Okay, your safety. That's what it is. There's this tohu with the whakapapa healing. When you link tohu back to what it means in your ancestral line, you strengthen your intuitive gifts. Okay, I feel like that should be really basic to you now, given this energy, if you're resonating with this and like you're keeping up with the daily messages that are coming through. Particularly because this collective has really moved through so many goals. I feel like you have been setting so many little mini goals, and these are your self-care and your self-promises, and they're not necessarily things that you share about the world, because the Seven of Wands, you're very at peace with what you have going on in your dome. Dome as in like your roro, your crown. I feel like you're quite content in your tinana at this time. Because you've broken a lot of your own personal cycles is what I'm hearing. Like, don't, and what do we want to say here? Don't forget the power of your balance and your strength in holding that balance in that core, like in your light, in your body, and in your depth, like in the layers. deep down, further down. I feel like you're really working on not watering yourself down anymore in spaces, in the public eye, okay? Because this is really important, and this is pretty much what we've been talking about over the last couple of days with what you do behind closed doors. So there's that. You're internally working on all of the things behind closed doors, but you've really got down into the nitty gritties, okay? So this is why sleep has been like a veil. Like your body has been so restless because your energy, your tinana, your wairua has just been so in the depths of everything. Like you really have broken through the veil over the last couple of weeks. This is really, really important for your tinana as you're building that strength and you're putting in a lot more intention into the way that you are in body and in movement, okay? This is really the collective of healers and business owners and facilitators who are seeking that depth of integrity, okay? That's what it is, that you potentially are just needing to weave more in to your practices, okay? Your integrity to you and your practice and your intentions. Your intentions, darling. So let's get back to the tinana. Nine of Swords in reverse. So this is this disturbance of your sleep. Do we want to go into that, Spirit? Because that's a whole other realm. What are we at? We're at 7 minutes only. I can just feel that there's a lot going on for you. There are a lot of facets of yourself. There are a lot of identities that you're working on at this time, that you're trying to find your groove. But what you're doing essentially, and what I can feel in my body, I feel like it's this Knight of Wands, very activated in your root chakra, like very ready to stand and lock in. And it's like you have it's like a pinpoint. Like every single intricate part of your reality you're balancing to the very pinprick sized chords. And to be able to sustain this, you've had to welcome in pleasure. You've had to welcome in abundance. And it's funny because we're talking about welcoming in pleasure like it's from the shadow. And I love that you're in this energy today of really enjoying the contradiction. Like you've gone into that. It's almost like a circulatory movement of your loops that you have been moving through over the last year. And at the beginning of the Gregorian calendar this year, in that timeline 3D space, whatever you want to call it, it's your playground, right? It's where you get to playfully decipher what your ancestors are bringing through for you. You are seeking opportunity to learn more and expand more in your pleasure. There's just so much moving for you. And yeah. Like, what else do we need to talk about here? Like, it's all working towards you, and the universe is favoring you because you show up for yourself. Your gym, like, it doesn't exercise, the stretching, you know. I'm very somatic. I have been studying somatics, studying the body, studying mātauranga ki te wairua o ngā tinana. Like, I have looked into various templates of things and have coached myself deeply into understanding the nervous system, the patterns, the behaviors, but ultimately, right, and this is where we came in with that wairua and what we're talking about with this collective with you, is that there is this sense of knowing of self. It's a disconnection, and it's you showing up in all beautiful versions of yourself in this contradiction of what we essentially call life. The detachment is how you're able to show up in all of these bodies in this new version of yourself, where you don't have to pretend, you don't have to mask, you don't have to be hyper, you just are. And I feel like there was this huge detachment that you've done. I mean, it's obvious. It's obvious because I'm reading this so fluidly, you know. I'm even feeling the effects of this. I want to hear how it's been affecting you actually in the comments. Please let me know so I can get an inkling and understand who you actually are. You don't even have to write like anything personal. It's just a love heart, an acknowledgement, you know. You acknowledging it in the 3D reality. It's you putting your energy out there. And I'm here to support you, and I'm here to feel you. So please let me know in a comment, and a like, share, whatever. Okay. If we go into this dream energy, it's going to be very high vibrational, I just heard. I feel that what's going on in your sleep round and what you're doing in your human as you're trying to regulate your sleep is like as above, so below, as within, so without. So it is just duality playing out as you move through these syncs and cycles. Okay. Where do we want to go? Let's just get a Hinengaro message with the sleep energy. The Hermit, right? So the things that you're not talking about is what's being cleared in the astral. Things coming into balance. I feel like these are your manifestations. So even though, oh, and we've got the sun. That's beautiful. Yeah. These manifestations, these things that you're aligning to, that you seek, you want, it's a pleasure, and you're allowing the detached energy to be the waka that you're moving with. You're on that boat, you're moving through it, right? And this is because you understand that you are the boat, you are also the water, you're the person pulling the boat, you're the person in the boat, you're the sand, you're like everything. In everything, like everything dream realm, everything astral, everything that is unseen, but you know and you feel it and you hear it in your body is, okay? And I feel that whatever you're doing in the human to regulate the sleep, right, without needing to regulate the sleep, it's that contradiction. It's building patterns and behaviors that aren't, if I do this, then I'm going to get that. It just is your integrity and your embodiment, which is what you're actually craving and you're cultivating in your quality of business that you're going to experience. And I feel like this is because you've experienced many different identities in the business realm, and something that is really important to you and your whakapapa healing is embodiment, because it means that it's actually ending cycles, right? Your integrity is the key success to your business. Your integrity is what people don't see you do. It's the thing behind closed doors. So everything that you're doing in your whare is like what you're doing in your whare tangata. If you are allowing disrespect to your whare tangata, you lay with men who don't even believe you, who don't give a fuck about you, who don't give a fuck about your dreams, who don't fund it. Like, no sir, get the fuck out. Wheel of Fortune, 9 of Swords. Yeah, so I also want to acknowledge the maramataka. The energy that we're in now is very much like how we're feeling. We're feeling a little bit better than ourselves. The moana is abundant in freaking critters. Like, now is the time for resourcing ourselves, and this includes your tinana. That's why we practice daily habits to maintain this energy, because this is the energy in which we harvest, but we also plant seeds. So when we step away and we go into a different type of medicine that requires a different identity, when we are resting from this, right, and we've just come out of our rest period, so we understand, and we are looking at our surroundings. That's right, a beautiful message came in, and when I was like reflecting upon who the collective was that I'm going to channel, because I like to sort of linger in my 3D reality and be like, okay, now what? Like, where is this person here? Is collective here? And communicate with you throughout the day. So thank you so much for the likes and the views even. Please subscribe. It just means that I get more opportunity to create a space where there's more collective energy building, and we're just building into that humanity, right? And we're just connecting back into somewhat of a human, I feel. Once I'm going live, I'll be able to actually talk to y'all. You'll be able to comment. We'll be actually like feed. I can start doing puller cards again. It just opens up a lot more opportunity. 2 of Pentacles. I actually pulled this when? Somewhere. I can't remember. Might have been shuffling before. And it came out in reverse, and now it's come out upright. So it's that beautiful balance of duality. Yeah, you're really changing. I can really feel a lot of things coming into the human for you. You're manifesting 3D shifts. You're ready to do the mahi in order to create a haven and a sanctuary for yourself, but it's mukapuna minded. It is that mukapuna whakaaro, where you are thinking ahead for generations, because you are the last generation to experience these traumatic endings, right? You took the brunt of it for your children, essentially, and your children's children, and that's been a part of this huge detox of your life, okay? A huge learning lesson in your 20s, coming into mid 30s for myself, 40s, and there is a lot of absent whakapapa, where there was a lot that happened before us that we had to take care of, and this is a part of that wealth ascension, okay? Your wealth ascension, and these daily principles that you live by are your intuitive investments. It's how you create your play, but you sustain the play through prosperity, through daily action, aligned, soft, feminine action, okay? You had to lose a lot to gain access to this, because you had a lot of clutter in your life. You had to detox, okay? You had to get rid of the parasites, the fucking pests. You had to get rid of the rodents that were living in your nest, right? You had to get rid of all of that pain and that sorrow and that heaviness and that ickiness and the liabilities. When we're talking about business, these people, places, and things, they're liabilities, right? So this often looked like justice for you, okay? That's a huge word when we're doing ancestral remedies, okay? When we're learning about medicine, when we're rediscovering and reconnecting back to the ancient medicine of the whenua, okay? And culture appropriation is very important, okay? That we are looking at where our medicines come from, when we are learning about that land, when we are learning about that native person, on who used to use that medicine before it got colonized, before it got taken away, okay? I want you to understand that here on the whenua that I'm on, there were laws put in place where my ancestors were banished, like it was outlawed that you could practice medicinal, holistic practices from the whakapapa. And there was also a tohunga act put against spirituality, where we weren't allowed to practice our unseen practices either. And that got removed in the 70s. So there was a healing that took place with my whakapapa. The wahine in my family actually created a women's league when those got removed, and they began tapping back into kura kaupapa Mauri, working with babies, working with mothers, and reclaiming this sense of rongoa, of this medicine of the wahine. And hello, here I am today, sitting here before you beautifuls, who are also connecting into this frequency and remembering that that is also a reality for you, to reclaim your whakapapa, to have these things come in and make sense for you. Ultimately, it is healing the witch wound, okay? When you look at Wicca, when you look at paganism, any when you look at black magic, any type of culture has this Mauri. It is a infinite source of life force energy, and it is what cultivates humans. Okay, that Mauri within you, the DNA that you actively choose to incarnate into, right? You've chosen to move through your lineage, okay, and be here and hear these messages and hear these templates and these codes, so you can recode yourself to understand that that's who you are in your 3D reality as you are just like moving through. You submit yourself into that pleasure first and foremost for yourself, and the only person that benefits from this is you, okay, and that's why you do it. And that's the reason why you do it, is for yourself. So going to the gym is for yourself. Practicing your medicine is for yourself. Pushing your body to do something, maybe it's you need to start walking more, so you create a space and you get the things, and then you work through, because it's not starting that's hard for you, it's the finishing. But in this case, when we're setting up these promises to ourselves, there isn't an end game, right? And that's a part of the duality. It's like being in wholeness, but at the same time, you're striving to acquire a certain goal, a certain achievement, a certain standard of living, right? Because you can think beyond, and you've studied structures above you per se, right? We'll just say per se, we'll just say above you. When I say above you, I mean more like the dimensions. You have understood that wealth is just like an energy, a scale of things. But this scale is actually your own mindset and your own limitations. And you're learning to scale within yourself so you don't require anything else but yourself. Because if you can scale yourself and seek more with, like, that is beyond what your normal reaches, and you sort of like grow into that, you can do it when you're here, and then you stretch into that reality, and that reality actually becomes, so it's like it's that accentuation. Okay, so yesterday's reading will resonate with you if this is hitting some spots for you. It's the accentuation, and it is learning to hold the gap, okay? Some of you recently went through some pretty traumatic shit where you had to let go of some things. You tried to let go of some things, and you wanted spirit to take care of it for you, just to let it play out. And it happened. You got what you wanted. It was fucking traumatic, okay? There was a lot of abandonment issues that I feel that you have healed, okay? And you're looking really good. I just want to tell you that. You're looking really good. You're feeling really soft in your body. You're following the moon, okay? You're following your cycles. You're building it up. You're feeling complete, right? We've yapped for 30 minutes, so you're only seeing this if you're committed to the game, if you're committed to the wairua, if you're committed to healing the hardships in your whakapapa, just like we said. But this separation has done you wonders, okay? And there's this real beautiful energy of you continuously ending things in gratitude, because it's so important. End everything in gratitude. This is something you're remembering to do, okay? In my 6-week programs when we're doing breath work 3 days a week, which is a lot, but it's really good to bring some aliveness into your body. Every single ceremony that we did, or every live, I always thanked, and we ended in gratitude. Gratitude resets your life. Gratitude is like that humbling coming back into your beginning, into your core. It's a very important part of keeping in alignment, keeping in stillness, keeping in the flow and in your regulation, okay? And every single day is building patience. I'm hearing patience. Keep breathing. Keep regulating and just do it. You're doing amazing. This detachment, though, is your godsend. Your ability to be humbly detached but still open to receive. Oh God, oh, that is beautiful. That is strong. And you're just chill, and that is attractive as hell to the universe, to your resources. Focusing in on what is going to help you thrive harder now that you've got everything sorted. Whatever you went through was the last thing. You're good. Okay. This last thing, this unexpected sudden transition, it happens again and again and again, but you're like, oh. But that's because you're humble now. Whatever you went through humbled you. And now you're just being humbled every day, staying in sync, but you're really flowy. But it's because you're doing the hot goddess girl things behind the scenes. It's the moon, right? It's drinking tea, it's cutting coffee, it's cutting energy drinks, it's showing up there at the gym. It's remembering your kids' shit, right? So putting business aside, putting away all of like the human adult shit that you do, and you're just tapping into mama mode, right? That might be a whole different language to you if your children are growing up speaking their native tongue, learning that culture, right? Healing the whakapapa actively. You are going to be feeling a lot of things, and this is going to be a time and space where you actually integrate the wairua. You integrate everything that we talk about here on YouTube. Are you? I hope you are. I hope you're giving yourself opportunity, even if it's just like you're at the gym right now and you're doing some stretches and you're listening to me. I love to sit in the massage chair and meditate. Sometimes I fall asleep, but it's helping me connect into my tinana in my recovery. And you're going to see why. I'm not going to speak into why, but because I want to surprise you. I love giving surprises, so I'm not going to talk about too much more, but that's something that really helps my human in my journey of showing up in my tinana. It's also a beautiful place to practice the modalities, okay? Especially if you're very somatic. There is this kind of lingering energy with this tarot, and it's very playful, but I don't know whether if I should read into it or not, because I feel like it's from the detachment. It's almost like this energy of the tower wants to be acknowledged. Cheeky energy, I feel. So this is just like, even though you are without something or someone and you're detached, whatever's said and done, you just need to not worry about it. This is out of your hands. This is in God's hands. This is in Source hands. This is in just feel it's really light. There's this cheekiness. There's this like, it's almost like I want you to pay attention to me. Whatever you're doing, just keep going. Ignore that inkling. No, it's not an inkling. It's a really, I feel like a test. Temperance. To see how controlled your feminine is. This detachment happened because it was pulling on your hyper feminine, and you needed to go through and be hyper feminine one more time and then be disconnected from it in order for you to understand that that shit is not good for you. That shit is not abundant mindset, because you're dimming your light in order to keep something moving, and it's just too heavy. So that's why, but you knew that. So the detachment there, even though it's very bittersweet, I feel like there's still this lingering energy because you're still kind of holding on into that. But I just want to tell you that it's safe for you to let go now, 100%. Whatever that looks like. Just learn to move deeper and deeper into that acceptance. This will end, and it's a pleasant ending. You're not doing all of this detachment for nothing, okay? You're going to be surprised with the outcome. You're going to be happily surprised. Pleasantly surprised. You really are. I feel like you're allowing yourself this pleasure too. You're allowing this softness and this surety to come and just be present for you. Interesting. I love it for you. This is very moving. Okay. Gorgeous, gorgeous behavior. Right, I'm going to leave it there. Mauri Ora, everybody. Thank you for contributing your wairua. We are going to leave it there. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. I love you, and I will see you in the next reading.